Peace, world. What's good? This is God I Seer tapping back in right here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? As always, coming to bring you another divine message as your messenger. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you're able to take something away from this message and use it, for your highest good. Um, you know what I'm saying? Before I jump into this message, you know, as always, if this is your first time here, or if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that right now by clicking the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And also go ahead and like the video. You know what I mean? And go ahead and also share this with your loved ones and share this on your social media. I want to see these videos being posted on your social media if you found it helpful, or if you feel that it will benefit someone else. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to get that out the way also, man. You always know if any of you need to contact me. My email is info@thehouseofancestors.com. And remember, the business is The House of Ancestors. And we're not just talking about new age nonsense. Remember that I have cultivated my whole life into this work and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Raising the frequency here on the planet. And I can do the same to assist you. So make sure if you need any type of assistance, if you need a consult or anything in regarding, your life situations, anything regarding your spiritual work on how to do things properly, then you can always hit me up, info@thehouseofancestors.com. As always, and make sure you follow The House of Ancestors on social media. Go to IG, follow The House of Ancestors, and drop a comment here at the video on the video, please. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, once again, man, it's God I Seer tapping back in with you. And I got a message for you today. You know what I'm saying? So today's message is low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit. Now I'm gonna dive into this from two different sides. There's two different dynamics to this conversation. Low hanging fruit, right? So I'm gonna give you the first example is I'm gonna give you is to not become low hanging fruit. Do not become low hanging fruit. And the second dynamic I'm gonna give you on the second part of this video is I'm gonna tell you to is going to be, do not pick from low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? So, or I may split it up and do a part 1 and then part 2. So listen, just to dive right in. So Spirit came to me and laid this message on me. As always, receiving divine assistance from my spirit guide, spiritual team. You know what I'm saying? The most powerful ancestors that I have around me right now, supporting me through this message. Calling on the ascended masters to assist with this message as always. Calling on the elements. So once again, man, without further ado, let me jump right in. So listen, low hanging fruit. So what am I saying here? Low hanging fruit. So what is low hanging fruit? So if any of you are, if any of you, you're familiar with how fruit grows on trees, right? You're familiar with the way that fruit grows on trees. Usually, typically, when you see a tree, if you're in an orchard or if you somewhere where and especially if you're from the southern region of, America, or, if you in Africa, wherever you may be, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the way fruit grows on trees. So low hanging fruit is fruit that grows low on the tree, meaning that you can walk by and easily pick it. Fruit that sits high in the trees is up higher, meaning that you would not be able to grab that fruit as easily. You would have to either go up in the tree and get it, or you would have to shake the tree. You would have to find some other method to grab that fruit. So what I want to talk to you about today is how not to become low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this, man. Misery loves company. And if you listening to this right now, if you are working on your spiritual self, working on your God self, then you know you have those people, some of those people who may not like the fact that your frequency is higher. You know, they don't like the fact that you're not the same person that you used to be. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the fact that you're not into the same shit that you used to be into. You're not vibrating at that level anymore. You've outgrown that level. So new levels, sometimes new devils, but new levels also sometimes can bring back some of the same ones that was around you. Because see, when you outgrow certain people, places, and things, and those people don't grow, then they begin to despise you because you have transformed your energy and you have risen your vibration to another level, and they don't like that. So when I say don't become low-hanging fruit, what do I mean? So misery loves company. Some of these same people, it might be, you know what I'm saying, a relative, a loved one, a so-called loved one. It could be an old relationship, you know. Nevertheless, these people will intentionally come back around you, and you'll notice that they'll try to sabotage you. They'll try to find the littlest things to try to bring about a change in your mood. They want to shift you back to the way that you used to be, because that's all they know. They don't know how to deal with you on a higher level because you've raised your vibration. You've went to a new level. So in order for them to deal with you, they have to drag you back down to their level. So you will notice that with these people, if they happen to come around, you might not really deal with them like that no more. But if they come around you, you'll notice this look on their face. You know what I'm saying? They're vibrating low. The aura is very dark. The energy is very stale and stagnant. And so you will notice that they'll, in subtle ways, they'll try to start little, arguments, or they'll try to start shit with you for no apparent reason, or they'll try to find a way to press your buttons. Listen, do not become low-hanging fruit. When you become low-hanging fruit, you become susceptible to these people and their attacks. You got to understand that a lot of these individuals are very miserable. And misery indeed loves company. You know what I'm saying? So when I say don't become low-hanging fruit, do not become an easy target for these energetic, for these spiritual agents. Do not become an easy target for these energetic, leeches. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to find that the higher you go, the higher you go in vibration, the more your light begins to become stronger, your inner light begins to become stronger, you're going to see that the more you start to see attacks. You understand? And so it's your duty at this point to make sure that you keep your frequency on a level high enough to where you don't become low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody can't climb trees. You know what I mean? So if you know that you're dealing with individuals whose vibration is low, if you're dealing with individual whose energy has not shifted, and they come around you and they want to start shit for no apparent reason, then that is when you should become aware. You need to pause for a minute and say, hold up, wait a second. Balance yourself out. Ask yourself, okay, what's going on here? You having a phenomenal day. Your energy is very balanced. You feel very, very stable. You know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden you get that one phone call or that one visit by these individuals, or they might not even talk to you at all, but you can just feel it. And then they may create some sort of illusion, some sort of issue, or try to anyway. And like I said, these individuals are miserable, and misery love company. So whenever that happens, you have to be aware of what's going on. You want to raise yourself to the highest branch on the tree. Therefore, you cannot be reached by someone who is not also on that level. Those who can't jump, those who can't climb, can only reach for low-hanging fruit. Do not become low-hanging fruit. Do not become an easy target. You know what I mean? And then, this also applies to your behavior in terms of, this applies to your behavior in terms of the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? If you're a male, if you're a masculine listening to this, don't become low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Also, same applies to females, to feminines. Don't become low hanging fruit. But to the masculines, to the males, as you know, there's a lot of low hanging fruit out there, and we're going to get to that on the second part. But just don't become low hanging fruit. Do not allow yourself to be easily reached. Do not allow yourself to be easily persuaded. Do not allow yourself to be easily sucked dry and drained of your energy that you work so hard for some motherfucker that just wanted to see you down with them. They want to pull you down into the dungeon with them. None of these motherfuckers don't care nothing about you. They don't want to see you rise above, and you ain't done nothing to, granted, you haven't done anything to any one of these people. None of these motherfuckers. You haven't done anything to them. The only thing you did was improve yourself. The only thing you did was start tapping in. You started working with your own energy. You started manifesting. You started raising your vibration, and it's showing. Because trust me, when you raise your energy and when you start to strengthen your inner light, it will show. Your light will show, especially to those who are used to you being at their level. The only thing you did is follow your path. Do not allow yourself to feel guilty. Do not get survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt. Keep doing that. Keep raising your frequency up and keep working on yourself. Let those who don't, and if a person is not genuinely glad that you are doing that, you should serve as an inspiration for them to want to do the same within themselves. But no, if a person has an issue with that, then it's time to cut them the fuck off. Period. I don't give a fuck if it's friend, girlfriend, wifey, husband, shit, relatives. I don't care. If that individual spirit does not want to see you raise your frequency, if they got a problem with your shift in consciousness, cut them the fuck off. Do not become low-hanging fruit in order to please others who have not been willing to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to be held self-accountable. Self-accountability is of the utmost importance in these times. If you don't take accountability for your own self and responsibility for your own energy, then no one else is going to be able to do it for you. So when I say don't become low-hanging fruit, do not allow yourself to be reached so easily by these people. Do not allow yourself to be triggered. See, when you raise your frequency up and when you begin to feel comfortable within yourself and you vibrating at that level of self-love, then nothing that none of these motherfuckers say to you, do to you, will trigger you like that. If you find yourself getting triggered, then you need to stop, pause for a minute, breathe. And you need to go in and do some self-reflection and ask yourself, why are you still getting triggered by, hyenas? Why are you still getting triggered by raccoons and shit? You know what I'm saying? Because remember, raccoons love low-hanging fruit. They come and get the low-hanging fruit. You want to go for the low-hanging fruit. See, these people love to come, like they want to bring you down to a level so low to where they can reach you. And then they pick you like some fruit hanging from a tree. And then they feed off of you by sucking the energy out of you, the life force out of you to where you don't have anything left. Always know that. Always know this. Don't become low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be that narcissist that's gonna try to pop back up in your shit whenever you start shifting your energy. Remind you didn't do anything. You just move forward. You just working on yourself. You just doing the work. You just doing the self-work and the inner work. You haven't done nothing to them. I'm telling you, these people operate at low frequencies. So when they operate at those low levels, that makes them susceptible for demonic energies and entities to work through them in order to get to you. So you need to be mindful. Misery love company. When these motherfuckers start coming around you, trying to pick at you, trying to grab you, trying to find the slightest thing they can do to knock you off of your square, off of your diamond, then this is when you have to remind yourself of who you are. This is when you have to remind yourself that you've done the work. to get your energy to a certain level. So you should not allow anyone else to bring you back down. This is when you have to realize what the intention is. This person is only trying to target you because they know they can't reach you. It bothers them that you don't loathe and self-pity like they do. It bothers them that you are not as miserable as they would like you to be, which is fucked up. Because if you're supposed to be someone who genuinely cares for me, then wouldn't you want the best for me? Wouldn't you want the best for me? Nah, that's not the way it works, unfortunately. So you gotta be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Don't become low-hanging fruit. You become an easy target. You gotta stand on your shit. You gotta stand on it. You know? You gotta stand on it. And as I always say, make sure, the importance of keeping your spiritual hygiene up. I can't stress it enough. When your spiritual hygiene is not up to par, meaning you are not doing the energetic cleansing that you need. You're not practicing any form of spiritual cleansing. You're not getting out in nature and doing the cleansing work, putting your feet on the ground, healing yourself, raising your vibration. If you're not doing that work, then you are definitely going to become low-hanging fruit. And when you become low-hanging fruit, you're able to let all types of shit get to you. But no matter what, a lot of these individuals are happy for you. They happy as long as you still, as long as you there for them, as long as you still vibrating at the same level they at, they good with you. It ain't until you raise your frequency to where there's a clash. And that's simply because there's a clash in spirits. There's a clash in your consciousness. Your consciousness is not on the same level as their consciousness, so they want to clash with you. These niggas are still trying to you know what I'm saying? These niggas is still on some shit like trying to figure out ways to, slide inside your space and your energetic space so that they can find a way to try to stab you in some shape, form, or fashion. Get your spiritual hygiene up and make sure your spiritual army is all the way turned up. Make sure your spiritual army is all the way turned up. I can't stress this enough. If you have not connected with the warrior spirits that are in your lineage, then you need to do that ASAP. And if you need any assistance with that, I can show you how I can help you with that. But whatever you do, you need to be tapped in with those ancestors that are warrior spirits within your lineage. And you got to build that relationship up. Because listen, I'm going to say it just like this, man. When you got that type of protection around you, they're not going to play with these people. They're not going to play with them. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're doing that. You know what I mean? So once again, we talking about low-hanging fruit. Do not become low-hanging fruit. There's all types of people out here. You know what I'm saying? Some of them have souls, some of them don't. But nevertheless, there's so many different types of people, and you got to be mindful, man. You better be cautious about who you let into your space. You don't want to become low-hanging fruit. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? See, what you have to be able to do is you have to be able to transmute darkness into light. You have to be able to vibrate at a level so high that whenever these things happen, although it may make you feel some type of way in the moment when somebody try to come at you in some kind of way and you know what they're trying to do, you have to immediately be able to shift your energy back inward and get yourself back centered almost immediately. You know what I'm saying? To the point where none of that shit really bothers you. It's just crazy. It's crazy the way that, everybody that started with you don't run the marathon with you. And that's cool. Because everybody is not meant to be with you for an eternity. Some people are only meant to be in your space for a season. You know what I'm saying? But do not hesitate. You got one mission. You got one mission. And only you know what that mission is. And it's up to you to make sure you don't let nobody or no thing get in the way of that mission or stop that mission. Because there are going to be plenty of people put along your path to stop you. Know that. Sometimes it starts, if you're a chosen seed, it starts from birth. You would put around people that was trying to stop you from the jump. You will realize, a lot of these motherfuckers they always wanted to stop you. They always, because they saw your light before you did. You didn't even know your own potential. They did, though. That's why they kept trying to influence you to do a bunch of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their job. You know, they were sent by those lower energies of those darker forces out there. They were sent in order to keep you from ascending beyond. Because they know what your purpose is. They know you got one. You know you got one. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to send them in the form of the opposite sex, even. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't feed into that shit. And I'm gonna get into that with part 2. You know, I'm gonna do a low-hanging fruit part 2, and I'm gonna talk about the other side. You know what I mean? But again, man, listen. Don't be an easy target. Continue to let, you know, these individuals who reach for low-hanging fruit, continue to let them, you know, bathe in their own misery until they decide to do the work on themselves. Meanwhile, you got work to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time. You don't have time for that type of energy. You don't have time for that. So, you know, in the meanwhile, make sure that you know what I'm saying, stay true to your own vibration, and you know, don't allow that to affect you in no way. You know what I'm saying? So once again, man, you know, y'all make sure you go ahead and share this with your people. You know, go ahead and hit the like. You know, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, y'all already know I'll be back with part 2, you know, soon. Low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch y'all on the next one.